Where do you find happiness? And has your happiness ever been taken away from you? Well, what happens when you have no choice but to leave all the pieces on the floor and move on? You learn, you grow, and you move on. I learned that to be happy again, I had to be appreciative with what I had and continue to better myself for a better and happy future. In the song Love Yours by J. Cole, he talks about having all the riches, meaning money, but without being happy with what one has now, all the money in the world doesn't matter. J. Cole speaks on success and how he thought that that was all he needed. When those things come around, when those things came around, the happiness wasn't there. He realized why that was and describes this in his lyrics. There was such an attempt to achieve those things, to keep going, that he lost sight of all the people and the blessings he had around him. There will always be someone better looking than you, smarter than you, wealthier than you, and better than you overall. One thing that person will never have is being you. If you cannot love yourself, then you will never appreciate the amazing blessings that are coming your way. So without further ado, this is Love Yours by J. Cole. It's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. Hear my words and listen to the signal of distress. I grew up in the city, and though sometimes we had less, compared to some of my niggas down the street, man, we were blessed. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing. For what's money without happiness? Or hard times without the people you love? Though I'm not sure what's about to happen next, I ask for strength from the Lord up above, 'cause I've been strong for so long, but I can feel my grip loosening. Quick, do something for good. Get it back and use it for good. And touch the people how you did like before. I'm tired of living with demons because they keep on inviting more. Think being broke was better. Now, I don't mean that with no disrespect. To all my niggas out there living in debt, cashing minimal checks, turn on the TV, see a nigga with the Rolex, and fantasize about a life with no stress, I mean this shit sincerely. And that's a nigga who was once in your shoes, living with nothing to prove. I hope one day you hear me. Always gonna be a house bigger than the one you got. Long as the people in that house love you dearly, always gonna be a whip that's better than the one you got.
Ain't that the truth?
Always gonna be some clothes that's fresher than the one you rock. But you ain't never gonna be happy until you love yours. Preach on. Parallel to the song Love Yours, in the drama movie Peaceful Warrior, a gymnast is hurt and is now on a road to recovery. A top contender with high rank numbers was trying to outdo himself only to find himself hurting himself. He comes around a man who is willing to train him to get back into competing. In doing so, he learns a valuable lesson, and one of them is being happy. So where I'm going to start is where he's on one of his lessons and they're climbing up a mountain. I've got a place I wanted to take you to since the first time you walked in. It's a long hike, but I think you're finally ready to see it. 3. Life just has 3 rules. And you already know them. Paradox, humor, and change. Paradox, life is a mystery. Don't waste time trying to figure it out. Humor, keep a sense of humor, especially about yourself. It is a strength beyond all measure. Change, know that nothing stays the same. Hey, please tell me we're getting closer. Come on, Sock. It's been 3 hours, man. Now we're here. Where? At what I came to show you. What? The view? There, next to your foot. The flower? No. Better not be the rock. There's something special about this rock. Something wrong? Come on, Sock, this is what I was finally ready to see? Well, the whole trip up here, you were excited, you were happy. Yeah, because I thought I was gonna see something. You were like a kid on Christmas, you said it yourself. The whole trip up here, it made you feel good. Because for the past 3 hours, I've been waiting to see this wonderful thing. Well, what changed? That there's nothing here but this rock. I probably should have told you that before we left, huh? But I guess I wasn't sure what we were gonna find up here either. Never am. Sorry you're not happy anymore. The journey. The journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination. In conclusion, the book Ending the Pursuit of Happiness by Barry Majid ends the theme of what happiness truly means. Our tendency is to live with what he calls curative fantasies, a personal myth with which we explain what we think is wrong with us and what we imagine will make it better. An example is that we may believe that we are self-centered and must find an ideal practice to make us compassionate. We all know how to take the first step. What is not easy is taking the next step, and another, especially since in our practice, the staircase is never ending, and we can't be sure where it leads. Yet, at each step, all we ever have to do is take the next step and breathe. When I give the newcomers meditation instructions, I usually tell them to sit down and face the wall as if they were facing a mirror. I tell them that as they sit, their mind will automatically appear and display itself. When we sit in front of a mirror, our face automatically appears. We can't do it right or wrong. The mirror is doing all the work. When we sit in meditation, right there in front of us is our mind. All we have to do is be willing to look and experience what comes up. What could be easier? The good news is that you can't miss it. It's right there all the time. Looking into the mirror, your face automatically appears. The bad news is that not all what we were looking for when we came to practice. We are not all by the kinds of thoughts I call meta thoughts. These are the thoughts over our thoughts. These take from the judgments or comments on the whole process. These are the how am I doing or am I doing this right thoughts. When we label our ordinary thoughts about lunch or planning or daydreaming, we simply notice them and let them go. But our meta thoughts require a slightly different kind of attention because they cannot encapsulate all sorts of longings, expectations, and judgments about who we are and why we are practicing. Our meta thoughts reveal where and how we think. We are broken and we are all fantasies of being fixed or cured. These curative fantasies make up the core of what I call our secret practice. Becoming clear about our practice is the only path to true practice.
Amen.